joining me today. I'm going to show you one of my favorite meals to make. It's a baked chicken dinner. We're going to make some sides, some gravy, and then we're going to use the leftovers to make another meal for dinner tomorrow. It's a great way to stretch the meat and feed everyone healthy, and it's just going to be a lot of fun to make. So let's get into it. First of all, choose your chickens. I picked 2 6-pound chickens for my family of 5 so that we would have enough meat left over for the next meal. And I cut up a carrot, some celery, and some onion to put inside the cavity of the chicken. You'll need some spices, some salt. I chose rosemary and thyme, and half a stick of butter for the top of the chickens. You'll want to have a small pan for your gravy and a pan for the chickens set out, and a meat thermometer. You want to cook your chickens to 165 degrees, not too much more, or they will be dry. First of all, cut open your package of chicken and look inside the cavity for a package that will have the gizzards in it, the neck and the organs. If you're going to make a gravy, then you want to cut open this package and put it into your pot and set that aside. Next, we're going to wash our chicken as well as we can to get all the stickiness off. Make sure you get around the legs and the wings and inside. Next, you dry off your chicken so that the oil and the spices will stick to it. And you can even just put it into the pan this time and dry off the top. Cover your giblets with water. We're going to make a broth with this to use for the gravy. I just added some sea salt and some celery. Now you want to stuff your vegetables into the cavity. Whatever can fit in there. A little bit of celery, half of the carrot, some onion. I added sea salt, and you can be pretty liberal with the sea salt. I added at least a couple teaspoons per chicken. It sinks through the skin and adds a lot of flavor. I added some thyme and some dried rosemary. If you have fresh herbs, those are really great to add as well. And you could even try different flavor profiles, Italian seasoning or Moroccan or something if you feel really creative. Now I usually melt the butter first. Here I'm spreading it on, and I'm doing it after the spices, which is a little backwards, but it worked. I cooked my chicken at 350 degrees for about an hour and 45 minutes. I cut up a whole squash for my family of 5 and about 3 pounds of mashed potatoes, about 3 pounds of potatoes. You want to cover those with water and bring them to a boil and then cook them for about 30 minutes until tender. Here I'm pouring the juices back over the chicken. You want to do this every 30 minutes or so until the chicken is cooked. And again, we want that to be about 165 degrees. After you've cooked your giblets for about 45 minutes, you want to strain them and use about 1.5 to 2 cups of the broth to make your gravy. I'm also adding in 1/2 cup of the drippings from the chicken pan. And you want to mix your cornstarch with cold water first before adding it to the gravy, and bring it to a simmer until thickened, and you can add salt and pepper to taste. Here I added vanilla milk on accident, but I don't think anyone noticed. I usually add milk and some butter and plenty of salt and pepper to taste to my mashed potatoes. You can also add olive oil if you prefer, or avocado oil, or whatever you like. Okay, got it.
Delicious.
Now I love adding butter and maple syrup and sea salt to my butternut squash, as well as just a dash of nutmeg, but you can leave it out if that doesn't sound good to you. And I served a side salad for a crunchy and fresh element to this meal. Hey, so we're just about to go eat this meal, and we'll come back tomorrow and show you what we're gonna do with the leftovers. You wanna add your chicken carcasses to a pot and cover with water. I added a couple of carrots and some stalks of celery. And then you want to cover this and bring it to a boil. Oh yes, I also added some salt, poultry seasoning. You want to cut up 5 stalks of celery and about 5 carrots and set those aside for later. My chicken has been cooking for a couple of hours. I started it right after lunch so that it would have plenty of time to cool, so that I could pull apart the chicken before dinner. And just set the broth off to the side. You just want to find all the chicken that you can off of these leftovers. Now you want to add your vegetables to the broth and let those cook for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes until tender. And then you're going to add all your shredded cooked chicken to the broth. Now we're going to make the dumplings. It's really just a biscuit mix. And you could even double it and make biscuits on the side too if you wanted to. So you just want to blend in your butter into the flour mixture until it's all crumbly and gritty, and then stir your milk in until it's all moistened. I just used an ice cream scoop for this to make tablespoon-sized balls to drop into my broth. But a cookie scoop with a release handle works really well for this too. So just use whatever you have. So we're going to cover this and let it boil for about 20 minutes. And it's all done. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I had a lot of fun making these meals and I hope that your family enjoys them as much as mine. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye! Hey, so we finished our, okay, turn it off.
That's what I do every day.